Welcome to the channel, Supreme Team. So Love and Marriage Huntsville's leading man, Martell Holt, finally made an appearance yesterday on his social media. And he went live, you guys, IG live, okay? And this was all following reports that he had been ordered or involuntarily detained and forced to do a psychiatric exam. And we are about to break this down because after watching Martell's personal press release, I think most of us can see that something ain't right, okay? So make sure you hit that like button and share this video right now because that's how others find me right here on YouTube. I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Now, there's a few different versions to the story about how Martell was alleged to have gotten himself committed to a psych ward and forced to take a psych examination. I heard one that said he was supposed to show up to court on Thursday with the test results and that he didn't have them because he didn't take it. The judge and him went back and forth, and then Martell allegedly cut a monkey with the judge, and then the judge put her pimp hand down and said, if you don't take the test or if you're refusing to take the test, I will compel you to do so. And that's when Martell is alleged to further lose it on the judge and everybody else in the courtroom. I had pictures of Ike Turner from the movie What's Love Got to Do with It in my head. I could hear him screaming, you ain't gonna compel me to do a mother thing, okay? And I ain't got no more money to pay for this. I got the legal fees coming in. I got the house note, the car notes. I got 5 miles to feed. Y'all get the picture. But it ends with Martell being strapped down and carted off. In another version of the story, I heard that Martell had threatened to self-harm. The proper authorities were called and he was taken to a hospital for evaluation. Now, these stories were all a part of the YouTube chitlin circuit. And I am saying that affectionately because there is a sector of YouTube that deep dives into the lives of the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast. But like it or not, Martell is a big enough name for some of the major blogs and news sources to pick it up too, just like they did in January when he had gotten arrested for DV against his ex-wife. That story got picked up immediately and it was everywhere. TMZ, Vibe Magazine, local Huntsville news, syndicated radio, Jasmine Brand, Neighborhood Talks, The Shade Room. Everyone had that story, and Martell's publicist was forced to put out a public statement. And they put it out the day that the story broke. We didn't get a public statement from Martell's publicist this time around, assuming that he still has a publicist. But the story didn't break with any other major blog or news source either. Now, I did watch a live with Carlos King yesterday because I wanted to see if he was going to respond to anyone in the comments. They were asking questions and demanding answers. If y'all recall, when Martell got arrested in January, Carlos did commit to talking about it on the podcast he did with Melody in Huntsville.
Your ex-husband was recently arrested. Where were you? I'm happy New Year, Lord Jesus. Where were you when you found that out?
Now, Mel said that she was at home and that her concern and focus was solely on her children. But sharing this particular story with her fans was something that she really wanted to do because she said that she knows a lot of people have been on this journey with her and what she has been dealing with her ex-husband.
And no matter how many times I sat back at times and tried to keep my mouth closed and see, you think if I don't say nothing, it'll die down. They'll leave me alone, just please leave me alone. But I also have a breaking point too where I'm like, okay, they ain't leaving me the hell alone. you know, when I made that decision, it was back in August. August, September of last year, sorry, we're 2023. I actually flew Lauren in and I said, I gotta go do this and I need somebody to be here with me to make sure I do what I know I need to do. So she was like, all right, I'm on my way. And she flew in and drove me, because I had never gone and had to, you know, sign for a warrant, press charges, do any of that. So I didn't even really know where to begin. I was just hitting places. She drove me to those places, gave, you know, the strength of her, my mom, my team. They knew what I was doing in the moment. And when the magistrate said, when I showed him the evidence, and he was like, do you want a warrant? I said, yes, I do. He said, all right, I'm about to go get you a warrant. That was August. Somebody said you should have did it for both of them. But let me tell you why that part for that doesn't work for both parties, because it's based on, legally wise is another piece, but the lawsuit wise is another piece. The warrant, the direct piece has to come from exactly from that person. So, the source, right? And so, after that, when I filed it and said sign it and it was signed, I'll be honest with y'all, my attorney said to me, hey, listen, you know his address. All we gotta do is get a PI, make the call, and tell him when he's home, they can go pick him up. Me being me, I said I believe in divine timing. I'm not doing all of that. Now, I've done myself, I'm gonna let God do the other one whenever he says so. So, I sat around all those months, wondering, I know it's out there though, but I mean, they flying and stuff, but I mean, I don't know, but it's out there. And lo and behold, Carlos, after talking to you about prayer and letting God show you,
So when Martell went live yesterday, it was specifically to address the rumors that he had been committed and forced to take a mental health evaluation. People were asking him point blank, are the rumors true? Where have you been? Are you okay? Are you on medication? And it took him a little minute to respond. It was like he was trying to formulate the answer in his head. Also, he was talking to a huge audience. Literally within seconds, he had over 1,000+ people on his live. And honestly, it wasn't so much what he said as what he didn't say. Now, he wasn't on very long, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. And it seems like he didn't have a good connection because his phone kept freezing. Maybe someone was calling him and trying to stop him from speaking. But he started off by apologizing for not being online. He said, yeah, I know it's been a minute. I'm around. I'm just doing my thing. Then he kind of zeroes in on one comment, even though the whole feed is asking, where are you? What happened? He zeroes in on one comment and he goes, oh yeah, by the way, I wasn't in a mental institution. He made it seem like he had no idea that the rumor was out there, and that he had received a few missed calls from Destiny, who we also know from Love and Marriage Huntsville. And then when he decided to call Destiny back, which he doesn't share if it's hours later or days later, he explains that Destiny was emotional and crying, and she was the one who told him there's all these stories going on YouTube about you being committed to a mental health institution. Now, while he's saying this, he's focused on the game. His head is looking left to right, not so much in the camera, and he pleads with people to not believe it. He said, don't believe this, guys. When stories like this comes out by bloggers, it interferes with my ability to make money and to take care of my children. I still have to feed my children. I have 5 kids, and I've always been a good father. That's what he says. And then he shares some information that has a lot of people questioning whether they should believe it or not. He said that there was a tennis tournament that he signed his daughter up for, and she played on Saturday. And he said that he was at that game, while his ex-wife Melody was with their son at a baseball game. And then the live ends and he doesn't come back. Now, we know that Martell and Melody are not on the best of terms. But if Martell wanted people to really believe that he was at the tennis tournament, he would have given some additional details. It seems like he left a whole lot of things out. Number one, Melody's mother was at the tennis match. If he was willing to tell Melody's whereabouts, it would have taken him a couple of seconds to say Mel's mom was there. Melody's mother actually posted pictures of herself with the oldest daughter at the tennis game. Baby girl even won a trophy, and she is holding it in the picture. The youngest daughter was also at the tennis match, and Vanessa has photos of her too on social media. Now, he could have gave those details to help solidify his story, but he didn't. And if you watch the TV show Love and Marriage Huntsville or follow the YouTube show for Love and Marriage Huntsville, you know that Martell really is tit for tat petty. There has been a number of times that Melody will take pictures of herself at a school event, and Martell would also post a photo of something very specific so that you could see that they were in the same place. Again, considering that this rumor has been out here since Thursday afternoon, early Thursday afternoon, mind you, by the time Saturday rolls around, it seems like you would just, he would be thinking, let me put this to rest. I'm going to take a picture of the empty tennis court because we know he can't post his daughter. Let me take a picture of the empty tennis court. Let me take a picture of her trophy. Let me have her sign her tennis ball in honor of the tournament, right? Now, I know he said that he heard this rumor by way of Destiny after she had called him several times. He didn't say if he called her back a couple of hours later or a couple of days later. But a good PR rep or a good female friend would have told you how to handle that. But you guys, even though he went live during his kids' tennis practice yesterday, this story is still to be continued. If a judge found it necessary to force Martell to get medical attention, then they would require a report from the doctor on the issue that he was sent there for. And he most likely would not be allowed to pick up with his normal routine until that judge and the doctor says it's okay. But you guys, talk to me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about all of this, okay? And we're going to move on to Sunny and Moses, child. Yesterday, these two were on somebody's beach watching the eclipse. And it must have been real romantic because these two could not keep their hands off of each other in these little videos that they were doing. And Moses ended up lifting Sunny's shirt to expose her belly. And it looks like he's going to be a papa. They want people to know that they are so in love, child, that they etched Moses and Sunny into the sand. And they are not the only ones on the Love Boat or the Love Express or whatever you want to call it, child. So is Tisha and Marceau. They are out here dating and showing themselves on social media again. Marceau had Tisha feeling like a teenager, okay? She was hashtagging still Marceau's. I guess that's for anyone who's doubting it. There are a lot of stories out there about Tisha sharing Marceau. Tisha says she's the main, okay? Everybody else is the side. Allegedly, and I guess. And let's talk about Destiny Payton real quick. She is taking advantage of that shout out that Martell gave her yesterday. And she has resumed her YouTube talk show. So for anybody interested in that, y'all can talk to me in the comments about all the stories that I shared with y'all today. Don't forget to like and share this video. Follow me on all my platforms at DYANAROZAY. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. And I'll see you on the next one.